How do you manage telling someone what you need, but also allowing them to move authentically? Just tell them and allow them to move authentically and shift yourself accordingly, right? Because, hey Dee, how you doing? Why are you waiting? Say yes, absolutely. Okay. You know me, Michelle, right? I'm a stickler for very upfront communication, right? So to me, stating the need and ask them, is that something you can do, want to do? Tell me where you are in it. I think that's the important part. To say, I would like this, or I need this, or I would like to see this, more of this, less of this, but I want to know where you are, because we never want to be demanding something, right? A need is valid, but we never want a haking cream. We never want to be demanding that from someone. So I would ask them, where are you in this? What do you see? What do you think about that? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Is this something that you can do? Because sometimes when you give a person a chance to self-assess, they might say, I can't do this. We can honor that. They might say, I'll try. Then we feel the energy in there. We can honor that. They might say, I don't want to do that. That's not good for me. So I love conversation. I love to state a thing and say, what are your thoughts? Where are you in it? Because anytime we state a need and expect it to be done, and I'm not saying you, I'm just talking about in general, then we set up some unrealistic expectations and we're not really plugging into the person, right? People are more likely to want to meet your needs when they feel plugged into, right? But if we're inside of ourselves only thinking about our need, and that need happens to slip into lack a little bit, then we might end up complaining. We might end up fussing. We might end up trying to emotionally manipulate the situation, guilt the person, or something like that. When to me, it's real simple, right? This is what I would like. Hey, always first class. This is what I need. And I'm curious to know your thoughts. Does that sound like something that you can do or want to do? Because we want to be in honor. We really do. Time is out for that. If they wanted to, they would. Listen, can you do this? Do you want to do it? Right? And maybe if they say yes, you can like say, okay, let's try this for like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, a month, and let's reassess this to see if it's natural for you, if you feel good doing it, if I feel satisfied, because that's how mature conversation is going to happen, in my opinion. So that's what I think. Thank you for that question. Are there any other questions? Well, first, before that, what do y'all think? Like, does that sound like something that you can do or want to do? Because a lot of times people fuss, they get in this negative energy and they be ready to complain and ready to fuss, but it needs to be a conversation. It needs to be an exchange, and we need to both be able to be honest and self-assess and not be villainized if we say no, right? And if it's something super important and the person can't give it, the question does make the difference, right? The question of, what are your thoughts? Where do you see yourself in this? Do you think that's something that you would want to do, you can do? Share with me a little bit, because my needs are valid, right? But I don't want to impose them upon you. I don't want to demand from you. I just want to know what comes natural for us, you know? But then when you pose it like that, then you got to be prepared to handle the real answer and not um, throw a fit and not act like the person doesn't care. You know, just because the person doesn't want to, can't, or doesn't see something a certain way doesn't mean they don't care about you, right? And so I think it's important to be prepared for what they might say. And are you prepared for if they say no? If they say, I don't want to do that, what are you prepared to do? Fuss? What are you prepared to do? Look at them negatively, call them inconsiderate, say they don't care, all the things that people typically do? Or can we move in honor? And you can move in honor of yourself and the other person. You don't have to sacrifice one for the other, but this takes practice, and it takes you to want to be upfront, right? Find something else to do, King Cream. Find something else to do. Some want to, but they can't. Are we caught up in the illusion of perfection? That's a good question. Arrange a connection activity, okay? But the person still has a need, so you got to highly regard the need, right? You can even assess, is this need important to me? Is it a non-negotiable? If it's a non-negotiable, then you got to find something else to do, right? Are we too caught up in the illusion of perfection when in a relationship? So I always ask, what is perfection, right? Perfection is subjective. It depends on what you think, what I think, and we could have two different ideas of perfection. So perfection is the illusion to me. Now, we could talk about alignment. We could talk about alignment. We can talk about common ground. We can look at a future. D, what you laughed at? I don't remember what I said. What did I say? Oh, find something else to do? Yeah. I think that's what that was. Yeah. No, I don't think anybody is looking for perfection, right? Because we commonly hear that. Well, I know everybody's not perfect. We know this already. What is perfection anyway? But we are looking for alignment. There is a person who is perfectly aligned. That doesn't mean we like everything. That doesn't mean that we're gonna vouch for everything that they do, but they can be perfectly aligned in the places that make sense, that matter to us. Yes, that can happen. Yeah, you find something else to. Yeah, the King Cream said that, and I kind of liked it. Like, find something else to do. I'm gonna find me something else to do, right? But yeah, I do think there is a such thing as alignment, right? I don't think perfection is real. It's not an absolute standard. Nobody understands what it is. And we don't even need to say, people are not perfect. We already know this, right? But there is alignment. So I always encourage people to look at what's important to you, right? What are the things that you really want? Those are valid. What are the things you really need? Those are valid. What are the things that are negotiable? You could deal with that or not or whatever. You need to know what those things are. So when people come into your realm, right, into your sphere of existence, you can start gauging alignment in these major areas that matter. Truth is, a lot of people are not thinking that deeply about it. So then when people come and they feel moved a certain way, they forget about alignment, or they don't regard it at all. Maybe they don't even know it's a thing. And then they end up a few months down the line like, what in the world is going on? Alignment matters. Alignment matters. Alignment matters. Okay. So that was a good question. Thank you for that. Any other questions? It really does, because alignment will make the difference between a hard place being a place that ruins the connection, and a hard place that paves the way to something smooth, something smoother. Yeah, that is a good question. You're welcome, Michelle. Anything else before I call it a night? Anything else? Any other question? Anything been on your mind? I was going to go live while I did my oldest son's hair, but the energy just wasn't there. And I was just like, I'll wait. Any other questions? I talk a lot about alignment because I know how important it is. Key areas that are important, you must know what you're looking for. And if you're not getting what you're looking for, you need to be mindful and intentional as you're going into that. Like, I know this is not what I want, but I'm going into this because, and you need to have a reason. The reason might just be you feel like it's the right thing. The reason might be some lesson you could see here. The reason might be whatever, but you need to go mindfully, right? Not with unrealistic expectations that it could change, it might get better and things like that. It could, but also it might not. What I found is core areas in individuals don't really change that much. You too. No, I just got on King Cream. You're not late. If you're a person, for example, if you're a person who likes attention, that probably ain't going nowhere. If you're a person who likes communication, that's probably not going nowhere. If you're a person that likes clarity, that probably is not going to change. If you're a person who adores quality time, that probably is not going to change that much. This is what I'm talking about. The core, hey babe, the core of you doesn't really shift that much. But as you grow and expand, some of the extraneous things might come and go, right? And those are the things you need to be prepared to be flexible with. But if there are things that you are really not flexible in, then you need to make sure you are choosing people who align in that area. Align where? What does alignment mean? Because I know as teachers, sometimes we could be using words and assume that everybody knows what that means, right? Alignment means we have similar values in key areas, similar beliefs about that area, similar ideas, perceptions, judgments, and such. When those are similar or the same, then we could call that alignment. Hey there, hey, how you doing? Ashe. We can call that alignment. Now, there's some other areas where you might not need to be aligned, right? And you got to know that for yourself. And that means asking yourself the questions and really taking time to answer it. You won't believe how many people don't really ask themselves those things, right? So then people come their way and they don't really know how to place the person. And if their emotions jump in, they run along with the emotion, right? And I'm here for enjoying emotion. At the same time, when you're looking for a commitment and a long-term relationship, then you do have to regard alignment. Okay. Peace, peace. How are you? I'm just sitting here having a casual chat, seeing if there are any questions. Some good questions came my way just now. And I'm going to get ready to go because it's late. And my brain is about ready. Transparency is important. What area do you think needs to include transparency? Thank you. Beautiful wisdom shared. Thank you. What areas are important when you talk about transparency? Blessings, new beginning. Who said that? Let me see. Always First Class Media said transparency. Where would you like to see transparency? Transparency is important to you. And anybody can answer that question. Where would you like to see transparency? In someone's health, okay? You want them to be upfront about health, okay? What else? Feelings, transparency about feelings, okay? So what is the portal of transparency? Do you want them just to come out and tell you things, or you want them to tell you when you ask? Like how does the transparency take place? Because when you're just meeting a person, there's so many things that could be said, right? So if something is important to you, are you going to ask about it? Or are you going to wait and see? Like, what's your method? Or do you wait a period of time and then ask? Like, how does that work? Tell and show. In all regards, to be honest, I'm a seer, so I'll see it anyway. But I would like direct, upfront honesty. Always ask. Yeah, I think that's a good bet. Like, just always ask what you want, right? Unless you're the type of person where you want to see something play out, then people do that all the time, right? And sometimes, let's be honest, sometimes there's some questions that just don't come to you, right? Some things you don't know to ask. Some things spirit might be dropping there, you don't quite pick up the message all the way, right? So some things you do have to allow to transpire. I want to ask, but why does it feel pushy? I don't know. Tell me. Because I don't feel pushy when I ask questions. Now, if I get the impression that the person perceives it as pushy, then I'll talk about that. But if you accept the lesson from your past, then you'll move with clear intention. That's ideal. That's ideal. But what I know is we be humans. We be humans. Hello, Elijah. That is ideal, though. That's the ideal situation. Hey, Kim. We be humans and we be humaning, right? And so that's why I think mindfulness is so important. Hey, Ron. Mindfulness is important. I'm walking in this with the awareness. We be humans. You say that? Yeah, that just came to me. We be human. We be humaning. you know, so sometimes mindfulness, I'm walking into this. I see this. It's kind of like you walk in a room and you're observing. I see this. I see that. I see this. Okay. And I'm mindful every step I take. I'm looking on the floor to see if there's anything there. I'm feeling into how I'm experiencing this. What emotions are coming up? What thoughts are coming up? What stands out to me? What is spirit saying? What is my general perception, right? Mindfulness. But what happens is we go mindless. We forget that. But I do have a question. Staying present in this moment, because all the information we need, right, is in this moment. Even though the past is very powerful, the lessons, sometimes those lessons go in one ear and out the other. You be by yourself doing your healing. You be like, oh yeah, I learned that lesson. I'm not repeating it. And here comes the lesson looking different. And then you get in it like, oh my God, how did that happen? But if we go mindfully, we might see it and be like, yeah, I see that. That's similar. I don't know if that's the same. So let me keep my eyes open. Because, this life is not about getting everything right. Because if we make it that, then we become very rigid. And then spirit will be trying to bring you somewhere, lead you into truth. And you'll be resistant, talking about no. Talking about then we be struggling against spirit, right? But in every step we are guided. Every step is ordered, right? Our path is secure. The path is secure. See, when we allow the past to unintentionally set within us as fear, then we begin to try to avoid things and stop things from happening, as opposed to, I see that and I'm safe. I see that and I'm aware. I see that, but I feel led. So I'm going to trust spirit here, right? That becomes very difficult when we get focused on the lesson. I learned that lesson and I'm not doing it again, because, the lesson could look different and it turns out to be the same. We're going to get that lesson anyway, but I do believe in lessons. I do believe in doing things different. I do believe coming out of patterns. I'm the biggest proponent for coming out of patterns, right? So there's that. I have a question for y'all. When you are, trust yourself enough to choose you always, but stay, absolutely, yep, I agree with that. When you are getting to know someone, right, and this is for the spiritual people, because spiritual people, I'm spiritual people, I'm talking about myself too. we can be so caught up in the spiritual aspect that we don't plug into the person all the way. Y'all get what I'm saying? You could be so caught up in the spirit that you don't see the person in front of you and you don't actually plug in because you remain at a distance because you see, right? We see so many things. We know so many things, and sometimes that will keep us from an experience. That will keep us from seeing something that's really important, right? Because we stay back. But you could become suspicious, right? You could be operating in a little bit of fear, even though it's not intentional. This does happen. I mean, we just being real about this, right? So, how do you plug into the experience of the person, right, in a balanced way without keeping that distance? And if if you deal with energy, if you see, if you're a spiritual leader, things like that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a distance that comes in, right? Where we're in the spirit and also in our head with the spirit, but there's a person out here. And you want everything to come from spirit. Spirit is going to tell me. Spirit is going to tell me. But there's an experience you're not having. Because we're in this human suit to have experiences, yes? Spirit is not here to block experiences. Find commonality and ask questions to relate. Okay. Caught by Grace, how you doing? Caught by Grace says, yes. We are here to have experiences with people. And it's not always to see into them. That's not always it. Sometimes it's to experience them so we can see ourselves all the more. All the time it's that. Let me just put that up there. All the time it's that. When you plug into another person, right, you're actually doubling the plug into yourself, because not only are you seeing from a new perspective, a broader perspective, right, but then you're having your interactions, your reactions with them, to them, about them, right? So then all this stuff starts coming up in your brain from inside of you. You get to know yourself better. Hey, Conversation with Carolyn, what's up? To see what's being reflected back. Absolutely. Do I feel closed when this person says this or talks about this? Do I feel open? Do I feel protective? Do I feel expansive? Like these are the things that the experience can bring. But if we stay in the spirit with what we know and what spirit is going to do, then you don't move into that experience. And the experience is the complexity of what you saw, how you perceived it, how you judged it, the conclusions you drew, right? The expectations and assumptions, how it hit your belief systems, the resulting emotions, your behavior, all of that. Hey Jay, how you doing? Those are the things that experience brings to us that spirit is not given. What y'all think? Separation, me remembering my human helps as well. Your human will connect, right? Because your human likes hugs, let's say. Your human likes eye contact. Your human likes holding hands. Your human likes spending time together. Your human likes gifts. Your human likes acts of service. Your human likes soft tones, right? Your human likes being lovingly beheld. Your human likes to be heard and witnessed, right? These are the things that spirit is not trying to be a substitution for. These are the things that enhance us. If all of us have divine aspects, right? If we're a spark of the divine, then when we interact with other people through experiences, we become more divine. We become more of ourselves. We see more. We know more. We understand more. We accept more. We invite more. We allow more. That's feminine energy right there. So if we stay over here with spirit, seeing, but we don't move into the experience, right? Then we kind of limit ourselves. What you think? That's real. Hey Fuzzy, what's up? That's real. That's a reality. We can get tremendous, beautiful, powerful downloads, right? But then we must live the downloads out. We are all reflections, mirroring what to align with or let go of ultimately to become one again. Ashe. Ashe. Mm-hmm. I agree. Separation is the illusion. Them and me, you and me, us and them, all of that. It's an artifact of being human, but the reality is that we are one spirit, right? And in the Bible, they call that many members of one body, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In fact, there's a scripture. Let me find it because it's coming to my brain. Hold up, hold up, hold up. It's coming to my mind, so I gotta read it. Where's my phone? I'm looking for it. Oh, I know where it's at. Hold up, because I got to read my scripture. Hold up. Seeing as the power of presence of God working in the world, protecting and inspiring people, Ashe. This is amazing discussion. I appreciate this sacred moment. Absolutely. I appreciate it too. Let me read it. Y'all gonna love this, I think. Okay, y'all ready? This is 1 Corinthians, 12th chapter. Let's hear it out, okay? Beginning with verse 4. Now, there are diversity of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are differences of administrations, but the same Spirit. There are diversities of operations, but it is the same God which worketh all in all. So let me skip down to verse 8. Y'all there? For to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, emphasis on the same Spirit, right? To another gifts of healing by the same Spirit, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues, to another interpretations of tongues. But all these worketh that one and the self same Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will. For as the body is one and had many members, and all the members of that one body being many, are one body. For the body is not one member, but many. This is the part that came to me. This is the part I want to read. Okay? It says, if the foot shall say, Because I'm not the hand, I am not of the body. Is it therefore not of the body? Can I say that again? If the foot says, I'm not the hand, is it now not part of the body? Let me continue. And if the ear shall say, because I'm not the eye, I am not of the body, and there I am not of the body, is it therefore not? In other words, just because you're an eye and not an ear doesn't mean that you're not important. Because they're the foot and not the hand doesn't mean they're not important. No. It says, but now hath God set the members, every one of them, in the body as it pleaseth him. Okay? The eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee. Nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. That's the part that came to me. I'm going to read that again. And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of you. Hello. Nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. No. Much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary. Those parts of the body that seem, it didn't say are more feeble, it seems to be more feeble, it's necessary. Hey, Jersey girl, so you walking around thinking this and that is not necessary, it's all necessary, okay? And those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor. And our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. And I'm gonna stop right there. That whole chapter is good to me. Don't go too far, Revolutionary Brother Flo, because I know I was reading that and that sounded like that's something of where I'm going, but that ain't it. Don't go too far. Stay right here with me. In other words, we are all members of the same body. We all have different gifts, but it's the same spirit. Ashe. That is so good. That whole chapter is so good. But that's what came to my mind, the part where it says, can the ear say to the hand, I don't need you? And can the eye say, because I'm not the foot, I'm not of the body? Is that true? It's all beneficial. Ashe. All right, I'm done. Y'all done made me pull out the scripture and preach again. Y'all be doing that, and I love it. I love it. Yeah, that whole chapter is good. I was just kind of skipping around because I was looking for the verse that came to me. But ooh, yeah, all of that is good. All of that is good. Yeah, y'all know this scripture ain't never leaving out of me. It doesn't matter to me where the truth comes from and how it's adapted. It's eternally the truth. The truth is eternal, right? And so whether I pull it out of this or the Hermetic principles, or I look in the laws of Ma'at, or I look here, there, and everywhere, the truth is the truth and it endures, right? What could be shaken is going to be shaken. All the fads and the fallacies, that's going to be shaken. But what remains is true. And so where I picked that up from matters not. But what does matter is that it has an effect in the soul of expansion, of invigoration. You know what the truth feels like. Ashe. You read all of those? Okay, good. You read about the Anunnaki too? Absolutely. T, it says roast by your name. Again, I'm not sure what that means, but it says roast. Okay. All right, y'all. So that's it for tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me. Follow me on YouTube, Coach Veronica Marie. Pick up my ebooks on my website at veronicamarie.com. At the end of this month, on Sunday, the last Sunday of this month, we're going to resume our talks about honor. How do we move in honor of one another for deep intimacy, for deep connection, for heartfelt, soulful connection? All right. So look for that link. It'll be there soon. Hey, Michelle. Thank you. Yeah, I did subscribe to your YouTube channel, A. I do. And the reason I'm calling you A is because I don't know how to pronounce your name and I don't want to mess it up. All right, y'all. If you're new here, welcome. If you're new, real quick, before I go, let me know. If it's the first time you've been on my live, or if I've never interacted with you, let me know. Ayan, Ayan, Ayan. See, I'm gonna mess it up. Maybe I could just say I. Hey, Steph, welcome. Welcome, Denise. I hope y'all had a good time. Rosalind, welcome. Ion. Okay, Ion. Ion. I still can't say it right. I. Hey, I. Welcome, Caught Back by Grace. Thank y'all so much for being here. Before I go, the ones that are new, what caused you to click on and come into the live? I'm always curious to know. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome in, everybody. What caused you to click on the live? Spirit. Yep. It be spirit. Rosalind said me. Thank you. Okay. Well, I think we're done. Fuzzy, thank you for liking the live. Let me make sure if I follow you. All right, y'all. So tomorrow is Monday. Y'all will see me at some point. I don't know what time, but y'all will see me. I will be here. You are so welcome. Y'all have a beautiful night and great rest. I'm beat. It's time for me to go. Bye, y'all.